So I'm here with...
Ambery.
Nice to meet you, Ambery.
Nice to meet you.
So whereabouts are you originally from?
I'm from Kitimat.
How's your childhood in Kitimat?
It was a little rough around the edges, but overall it was here, there, okay.
And whereabouts is Kitimat?
It's about 45 minutes away from Terrace, BC, up north.
Okay. So can you describe to me how your childhood was?
My childhood was a lot like residential school, except I was not allowed to go to church.
And why is that?
Because my grandparents forbid it.
Why did they forbid you to go to church?
They wouldn't tell me. They would just argue in their language, and that's how I got to learn a bit of our language.
Other than that, how was life in Kitimat, BC?
It was hard.
In which ways?
In the ways of bullying.
Do you mind getting a little more in depth?
Racism is rapid around the world, affects everyone intensely, emotionally, mentally, and obviously spiritually. So you have to stick with your own breed, or you get bullied more. So I was bullied the most, and I was also pushed into being the bully. By that I mean I was the one that the girls told, okay, so-and-so is talking about you gotta go mess them up. So I'd be the bully messing them up.
So what led you down here to Vancouver, East Hastings?
My daughter ended up having neuroblastoma.
And what's that?
That is cancer of the bone.
How long have you been in Vancouver?
Since then, since 05. But I kind of grew up here and in Kitimat. When it became too much for me to handle, I would call my Uncle Derek, who was a jeweler, and I would just ask him to please let me come home to him. And he would say, put your mom on the phone. And I would hand the phone to my mom, and she reluctantly took it and said, "What, Derek?" And he would say, just have her on the next 8 o'clock plane, and I'd be on the plane to Vancouver by the next morning.
And do you know when you started using?
Yeah.
Can you describe that for me?
My two uncles saw all the bullying that was happening to me on the reserve, and they coddled me and taught me how to fight, and taught me how to hunt and fish and taught me how to smoke drugs.
What's your drug of choice?
Was crack, cocaine, and snorting and weed and drinking.
So at what point did you end up here?
When they wouldn't stop taking my kids when I lived in a Tira building downtown Vancouver because they didn't have housing for families.
Can you describe what it's like down here?
It's scary. It's very scary.
In what ways?
In spiritual ways and physical ways, mental, emotional, in interdimensional, in what you see in the movies is basically what is going on.
Can you describe some of the things you've seen here?
I've seen clones. I've seen spirits. I've seen other things that I would rather not give names to. I just call them nothing. This is not our way of life. That's all I know. This is not our way of life. And I'm here to wake spirits up and give them their true meaning of our reality. Our reality is about love and respect and honor, and not about evil, and not about hurting people and being bullied. Our way is of peace and sharing, caring, and loving one another.
What do you think can be done down here to help people in your similar situation?
I think not believing in heaven or hell is one of the biggest things. Believing in the Creator. I believe in God and Jesus, but I think that they are held captive by other elements so that they can be praised upon, and in that praise those elements get to take their power and use it against us.
So what's your take on the police trying to take away the tents that people live in?
That they're already taken. They're no longer human.
What do you mean by that?
They're bullied just like everybody else. I believe they're bullied just like everybody else.
So what do you think can be done down here besides taking tents?
By men standing by women and fighting for your woman, fighting for love, using love to fight is the way, is the only way.
And if anyone could help you, what would be something that you'd be interested in?
Everybody.
What do you mean by that?
everybody around the world. Just believing in love and fighting for your woman, respecting your woman, and your woman respecting you. In our first world, for hundreds of millions of years, we lived in peace and love, and we only had we had a circle of three: plants, animals, and humans. That's how life went. There was no heaven, there was no hell. It's either you were a plant, you were an animal, or you were a human. Everybody had a partner. Everybody had their own children. No one was ever alone. Everybody was happy.
Thank you very much for your time. I appreciate it.
Thank you.